Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me for this edition of Jesse Green Live. My guest today is a good friend of mine. I've killed her in movies. She's directed me in movies. We've worked on quite a few movies together. Amanda Megan.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You're an actress, director,
Yes.
producer.
Yes.
Any other title?
I've got a few.
Oh, that we can say on air.
Yes.
I first met Amanda probably 2 years ago on KOA.
Yeah, KOA. That was the first time we met.
That was the first movie for Captain Decapitate, and I actually got to make an appearance there and kill her in that movie. That's a nice way to meet somebody in the movie
Right?
business.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to kill you
you meet them, and you kill them. Mm-hmm. And then we both got involved in a movie that's really important to both of us, called Anna Key.
Yes.
And she was the director of that movie.
Mm-hmm. Anna Key is my baby. I'm very, very passionate about that. I cannot wait to put that out to all of you so that you can see it. I also helped with the screenplay of that, so it's been an adventure for sure.
And it's getting closer and closer. The trailer was introduced on my first episode of Jesse Green Live. So I hope all of you saw that. If you're not, you can go onto my YouTube page, Jesse Green Live, and the first episode, it's on there. And if you go on there, be sure to like it, comment, and subscribe. I need subscribers. I got viewers. I get 200, 300 viewers on every episode, but I need subscribers. And it's free. If anybody has a misconception that's to subscribe to my podcast, no, it's all free. So
Completely free.
So I need subscribers. So let's start off here. Let's talk about Anna Key a little bit.
Great. Let's talk about it.
That was your first director?
No, actually, it was my second time directing. I directed a short film for Gravestone Films. That's owned by Scotty McCoy. And it was called, it was so long ago, Dead Before Dusk, something like that. It's on YouTube, also on the Gravestone channel. You can go check that out. So that was actually the first time that I directed anything. It was like a Jason fan film kind of deal. So
was that a full movie or?
No, it was a short. It's only about 19 minutes, give or take. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a really cool experience. I got to meet some really cool people. Scotty is actually the reason that I got started in film to start with. So the very first film that I ever worked on was called Samhain. And it was very low budget, very low experience. And we're also very, very proud that we were able to make that happen. And then from there, we just kind of like started networking, and then we ended up here. So,
so directing Anna Key was a pretty big undertaking for you to do.
Yeah, that was my first feature for sure. And there were so many different like moving parts to it. I'm very grateful that Matt Anderson was there to kind of like help guide me and give me the opportunity to do this. Like he was very great with all the planning. And don't get me wrong, we butted heads, but
we butted heads.
I butted heads with everybody.
We butted heads.
But I think what we have is something really special, and I think people are going to love it. They're going to relate to it. They're going to want to see it again and again.
She thinks I'm a diva when I'm on set.
You have your moments.
I have my moments. But we just had a discussion the other night, and yes, I have my moments, but most of the time they're not moments for me. Mm-hmm. They're moments what I think will make a better movie.
Right.
And that and one other funny thing is a director for the first half of the movie, and this happens on a lot of movie sets. We'll do a shoot and we're done, and the director will go, "Oh, that was great. Let's do it again." And for some reason, I have a real problem with that, because if it was great, then why do we have to do it again? And so Amanda and I had a discussion now, and
we've learned from each other.
And now she says,
I say, I think you can do better. Let's try it again. Or I give the actual direction. I'm more of a people director anyway. You generally have two different kinds of directors, a people director and a technical director, and I'm just not a technical person. It's not me.
Yeah. And I have no problem with somebody saying, that was good, but I think we can do better. But if you say that was great, let's do it again, then tell me what
What
what was
right,
wrong,
right.
what you didn't see there. And lots of times it could be that it may be something beyond our control. If you're shooting a scene outside, somebody walked by the walkway behind us, or the sun went in,
or the wind, or there's so many different
there's so many
factors,
things that doesn't have anything to do with the actual acting that's going on in the movie. So with Anna Key, what was your most difficult scenes to shoot, and what was your most difficult scenes to shoot?
I think for me, Anna Key was it was all difficult, not like difficult in a bad way, but it was just a lot of different moving parts. It was very long days, very long takes. The bar scenes were a little daunting at first, just because we had so much to do in such a short period of time. Originally, we had wanted to try to get that all done in one day to limit costs, but that wasn't an option, and we didn't want to sacrifice quality for time. So we had to book another day. We got everything that we needed. And then I think another challenging aspect was any of the intimacy scenes, just because the last thing that I would want is for anybody to walk away from any of my sets feeling uncomfortable or disrespected, or, you know what I mean? Like, I want everybody to feel confident and happy about what they accomplished that day. So that was a huge thing for me. That's why we brought in Letitia as our intimacy coordinator. She was absolutely fantastic. Huge shout out to her. And everybody just really came together as a whole to make sure that everything did go smoothly and everybody did leave there safely and happy.
Yeah, I think the intimate scenes turned out well in the movie. Mm-hmm. We have both seen pretty much the final product. Mm-hmm. Just has to go through music and sound and color correction and all before it gets into the festival circuit. But I can tell people that intimate scenes in a movie are not anywhere near what they appear to be on screen. Not that, and the intimate scenes weren't really that intimate. They were suggestive.
They were suggestive, yes.
Yeah.
And I think that it was actually helpful because I have done those kind of scenes myself, so I knew what to expect and how they would feel and how to kind of combat that for them. So I feel like the fact that I've experienced it made a huge difference for Abby and some of the other actresses.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you see this movie, don't be jealous of me because it wasn't, it's not, lost my train of thought there.
Abby, the intimacy scenes.
I don't know, we probably beat that.
I don't know where you were going after that.
I don't know where I was going either. Okay, let's change the subject. Well, you said the bar scenes. What I find in movies are the scenes that go up degrees in difficulty is the more actors you have.
Yes.
And then the more actors you have, and then when you throw extras in there, it just becomes, sometimes it becomes a nightmare.
It was intense for sure.
And I love extras, but, they, and I don't think we had a real problem with extras on there, but sometimes they don't want to follow instructions, or if some of them are smart enough, they know where the camera's at and they want to just stay behind the,
Yeah, we were lucky. All of our extras were fantastic. We didn't have any problem with them. They took instructions and directions well, and yeah, it was a good time. Most of them have had some kind of experience on sets, so they knew what to expect. I don't think any of the actors in the movie, this was their first movie. For our main cast?
Yeah. I don't think it was the
it was Richie's first time, the guy who played Lonnie.
Oh, was it his first time?
It was his first time.
That's right.
I'm not sure about anybody else, though.
Yeah, I don't, well, it was Abigail's first.
Her first, film, she did, theater. Yeah, she did some kind of acting
she had been
classes
trained
and stuff,
in
right?
theater, but this was her first film. And so, right out of the gate, she stars in a.
She was fantastic. I don't think we could have gotten a better Anna Key.
I know I keep blowing smoke, but you can't say enough about her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's got what it takes to go far.
I do too. And
She
the
was
energy
on.
that she brought to the whole team.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Made my acting a whole lot better. A whole lot better. Yeah. So Anna Key was an intense movie. It's a awesome story, but there's drama to it. Drama in relationships, and I tell you, we had to take a 7-month hiatus between shooting because of when you shoot in this area and there's outside scenes, you have to watch the changing of the leaves. So we had to take a hiatus and wait till spring. But I tell you, at the end of both sessions of shooting for the movie, I was wasted.
It took a lot of energy.
I was wasted, and because you become you become that character, and it was an up and down roller coaster ride.
For sure. For sure. There was a couple of days where we spent weekends at hotels, and I shared a room with Karen for one of them, and I had a great time spending time with her and hanging out and all of that. But at the end of the weekend, I was like, I'm so tired. Next time, I'm just gonna get my own room.
Yeah.
I just need a break from everybody.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Making movies is fun.
It is.
Most fun I think I've ever had, other than professional wrestling. That might be more fun than this. But making movies is so much fun. But it's this movie was so much more than a lot of the movies I've been in. Because I'm still not convinced that a lot of horror movies you have to really be able to act.
That's fair.
If you act, you can act scared or you can act mean, but not the same acting that it took to pull off Anna Key.
It's a different beast for sure.
Yeah, it was. It was a tough movie to shoot at times.
Yes. What I really like about it is that as a filmmaker, you're basically bending reality. But for Anna Key, it wasn't necessarily bending reality. It was bringing different realities together. I mean, it still took a lot. It was definitely intense. But it's so many people are going to find that so relatable because it is real life. It's not just making it up.
Well, when I had Abigail on here, I asked her what the most difficult part was of doing Anna Key, and she said because she was trained in theater, and so theater you go from start to finish.
Right.
Her hardest part was doing this and shooting scenes out of sequence.
Because we had to bounce around so much. Yeah, I totally get that. I did theater in high school, and it was the same thing. You start to finish, and if you mess up, you don't get to start over. You got to figure it out and make it look good.
Well, that's the nice thing about movies. Is if you mess up, that was great, but let's do it again. In theater, you don't have that. You don't have that option. But her concern, and I agree, is lots of times you have to shoot a scene with emotions.
And then go back
for
to
something
different
for
emotion.
something that hasn't happened yet, and so you have to pull those emotions in. And you've never experienced, even on a movie set, you've never experienced that yet.
Right.
And then you go back and shoot that. So it's and that's just the nature of the beast. That's how movies are made. I know I've been on quite a few movies where, because of blood and stuff, you get that out of the way all at once.
Right.
So everybody that's in the movie, I'm usually a serial killer, so I'm fine. But everybody that's in the movie getting killed, they might get killed on the first day.
Right, and then they have to go back and live whatever that character's life was supposed to be.
So all the blood is done, blood, makeup, everything is all done in one day. Then go back and tell the story. We didn't have a problem with that in Anna Key. There wasn't any special effects or.
There was April Ford did some makeup for a couple of the scenes, but there were no blood or gore or anything like that.
No. In her hallucination scene, that was strictly done by.
That was all visual effects done by Matt Anderson
after the shooting. But oh man, that scene was talk about how good of an actress Abigail is. That scene is.
You feel things.
That scene, you
feel things.
That scene is wild. It is that close to being done, but we're going to put it in the
The festival circuit.
festival
yes.
circuit. Russell and I were just talking last night, and we found out that we're going to miss Sundance, Tribeca, and Cannes
For next year, yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
In 2024, we're going to miss them, and some of them don't run. I think Sundance is in January, and then Tribeca and Cannes is in May or June.
I think that's right.
So, I like that idea of trying, and it's not expensive even to get into Cannes. I thought it was like $500 to submit. Now, they were saying that normally they get 14,000 submissions.
Wow.
And they only accept 100.
That makes sense.
So if we could get into Sundance and just get accepted,
That would make a difference.
that's a big deal.
I mean, we've already won so many awards just for the screenplay alone. Like, I really want to be able to get the actual film out there because it's such a good story and the acting is so well done. And just, I mean, yes, I'm biased, but to me, everything is so well done. Yep, I want other people to see it.
I agree. And I think Anna Key is the type of movie that will do well in film festivals.
Oh, for sure.
It's not horror. It's dramatic. It's Russell and I were already looking at rooms. We can all get a 4-bedroom place for $1,000 a night.
Where, for which ones?
For
Sundance?
Yeah.
We're already planning the trip. I love it.
Hey, that's, in fact, I told Russell, I said, let's book it. We can always cancel it. But that's the that's the incentive I've heard from a lot of rich people.
It, making it happen.
I think I've heard a story that Jim Carrey, when he started out, wrote himself a check for $1 million.
I've heard that story. Yes.
Dated 10 years down the road, and so I told Russell, I said, let's do this as an incentive for us. Let's go ahead and book the room, but we didn't do it.
Not yet. Not yet.
Good idea. But like I said, the problem is we're not going to make
right. We're past all the
24.
submission dates.
And it's great to wait to do that, but then that's going to be another year and a half before we can release it to the public. You can't make a profit off of it or have a public showing or anything before film festivals.
Yeah, there are certain rules that you have to follow to be able to submit it to those festivals.
So I just hate the public not being able to see it for another year and a half. But they have the trailer.
It's worth the wait.
They have the trailer. It's worth the wait. I mean, God, if we were just accepted at Sundance, oh God.
Yeah.
And then if by some fluke we'd won an award at Sundance, that's ching 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 ching,
right?
and we become famous overnight. And not bragging, but Anna Key is probably the best overall movie I've ever worked on.
Yeah.
I was just previewed had the premiere of The Jester.
Yes,
and
I was there for that.
You were there.
I was,
and
yes.
that was good. Had a small part. You could tell it was a multi-million-dollar production.
Yes.
But it lived up to its.
It did. It was very well done.
And then last week I went to the premiere of Talons of the Phoenix.
Oh, that's right. That did just come out.
Yeah, and that was lower budget, but well done. So I'm kind of riding on a high now with Anna Key and Jester and Talons. Yeah, I don't like going back working on rinky-dink movies, but I will do it. I'll even go back and do. I'll just show up
as long as you're happy and you're enjoying what you're doing.
I'll just show up as an extra.
Yeah.
Just to get another IMDb credit.
I will say, too, that I feel like I've enjoyed your killer characters, but I feel like your role in Anna Key really kind of brought you out of your shell and you had to do a lot of things out of your comfort zone, and I personally feel like that's one of your best performances. So,
thank you.
I know that's going to go straight to your head.
Yeah, thank you. Well, look at this, it's getting bigger and bigger. Thank you, and I agree too. Anna Key was the first movie that I feel that I acted in. You know, like I said, I've been in a lot of horror movies, but you know, I don't know how bad you have to act to you know, to be a serial killer. I guess that's acting, but this was true acting.
It really was, yes.
And I appreciate that compliment. I owe it all to Abigail and
Abby brought it out of you.
in the time that we spent on Zoom. Yeah. Well, you couldn't. Like I told her, if I didn't up my game, I was going to look like crap.
Right.
Next to
You
her.
had to. You had to.
And,
you didn't have a choice.
I mean, I think she brought everybody up.
She did. Absolutely,
You know?
she did. I think it's real important because she believed in the story so much, and she made sure that, like, she had her stuff on point. She made sure everybody else was on point, and then it trickled down. Like, everybody started to feed into that, and, like, having a casting crew that really believes in your story and believes in the film, like, that's probably the most important thing to make a good film.
And I can't remember her messing up a line or not knowing a line. I mean, she was just prepared.
Yeah, she
And
knew what she was doing.
And pat myself on the back. I did pretty good, other than one day.
Yeah, but even that day, like, you were worried about it. But when we started filming all of your stuff, you had your lines down pat.
Yeah, it's you know, and again, the nice thing about shooting a movie is you can break up your long dialogue.
And you had a lot of long dialogue.
Yeah. But that in the house that day where I kept messing up and I couldn't remember my lines, it feeds on you
It does.
If you mess up a line one time, it's in your head.
Yep, which is also why it's very important for your director to give you that feedback and give you that, like, reassurance. Like, hey, you're doing a great job. Let's try a little bit more emotion here. Or, like, you know what, let's take that dialogue and condense it a little bit. Like, let's make this work for everybody.
Yeah, there were a couple times I kind of walked off set cussing myself.
I mean, so did I. So
cussing myself for for messing up again. But I see that scene in the movie now, and you have no idea what happened. That's the great thing about working on movies too. You see the final product, and you know what happened behind the scenes to make that scene work.
People literally bled and sweat and cried for this film to happen.
Oh yeah. It was intense, and I'll be glad when people can see it because I've been burning everybody's ears for 3 years now about this movie.
At least, yes.
And at least they got the trailer now.
Yes.
You know, and that was, and Matt, that was well done. That was
he did a great job with that trailer.
Professional looking trailer. It tells the story, but doesn't tell you anything. Okay, let's get to why we're here. You have some important announcements that's gonna rock.
I do.
Rock
I do.
the independent film industry in this area.
I think so too. So I recently started working on Shannon's film, The Sibylla Six. And so I kind of got this idea from here. I had this idea kind of like in my head a little bit for a while. Anyway, I've had a lot of different unique experiences between just acting and being on set and directing. And then I've also do a lot of coordination for like weddings and bigger events like that too. So I've came up with this idea to kind of like combine the two in a way. And so this is my official announcement that I'm starting my own production company called Dancing Demons Media Group. And it's going to have a very heavy focus on female-led filmmaking because, unfortunately, we've heard a lot of feedback from just general public that they don't feel that the female filmmakers or directors or whatever are going to be successful. And I obviously disagree with that because I directed Anarchy and I feel like that's going to be very successful. And I feel like, in general, women need to support each other and we need to really build each other up and offer resources and offer that support. And there's only a handful of female directors that I know of, like myself, Shannon now, Catherine, Andrea's directed a couple. I think there's a couple other handful that I haven't met personally yet, but I know that they're out there. And so I'm going to offer on-set production coordination. I'm going to offer coaching, and I'm going to offer a mentorship for a first-time female director so that they have those resources and they have those support. And I'm also going to offer film premiere coordination and planning. So that way, when we finally get to the moment where we can have that public event with Anarchy, I can hire somebody to, like go handle all of that so I can hang out with you guys and make sure that you're having a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's my big exciting
there you go.
announcement.
And you heard it first here on Jesse Green Live.
Yes.
And what's the name of the company again?
Dancing Demons Media Group.
Look for that. You got any movies in the works right now?
I have a couple of scripts that we've started. They are not finished. I want to take my time with it. I want to make sure that they're ready to go, that everything is like up to par. I want to do the correct like planning of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just be like, here's a couple of pages of a script. Let's go do it. No, I want to do it correctly. You know what I mean?
That's a big difference than a lot of films we work on. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I got this idea. Let me scribble this down here. Yeah, let's shoot this.
Right. And so I picked that name. I was torn between a couple of different names. I picked that one because I feel like, generally speaking, a lot of people have a lot of different demons and like the skeletons in the closet, you know, and we don't really deal with them. We kind of run from them. And I feel like you really need to embrace that dark side. You really need to embrace the stones that have been thrown at you. Like you need to deal with it. You should be dancing with them and not running from them.
Sounds good.
Doesn't it?
Sounds good.
I'm so excited.
Looking forward to that first movie.
Yes, me too. I'm excited for all of it. I can't wait.
Any other exciting news?
I don't think so. Was there
No?
more? Was
No?
there more? Did I tell you I had more?
No, I thought maybe you.
No, that was it. I just really wanted to come here and I wanted to do this with you. And I wanted to announce that to everybody. And I wanted, like I said, I want the female filmmakers to feel like they actually have a chance. And I feel like this is the way to do it. I feel like it's going to make such a difference. I feel like like you said, it's going to be a game changer for the industry.
There you go. Watch for that first film to come out. And I'll promote anything on here that you do. Dancing Demons Media Group.
Yes, you got it.
There you go. There you go. You heard it first here. Now, I have a couple announcements.
Oh, okay.
About a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I kind of said on Facebook that I was stepping away from acting.
I remember.
And I did. I've done a couple small extra roles,
right,
but they were all already in the works. But I want to announce that my hiatus is over. I can't stay away from acting.
We all knew you'd be back.
I walked away from it because of some people in the business. Got some things worked out with some of those people. The other ones I decided to just write off. And so I'm coming back into business. Another reason I took the hiatus was to start this. And then another reason is I'm starting my own production company. It's called Blue Pearl Production.
Okay.
And right now I've got 2 shorts. One short is going to be shot later this month in Florida.
Oh, okay.
And another short and a full-length movie that I've got in the works. So
okay.
So watch for Dancing Demons and Blue Pearl.
Why do I feel like there's going to be some collaboration happening?
I don't know. You think we could work on a movie together again and not kill each other?
I feel like we might have to. Not for real anyway. Maybe like on the film.
Maybe on the film. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I think we could get along on a film.
I think so.
I mean, because we had a couple rough times on Anarchy.
We did, but at the same time, we were very adult about it, and we had the conversations, and we handled our stuff, and we moved on.
And it was
what
just,
you need to do.
I know the one time with the shower scene, it was just miscommunication.
Everybody was a mess that day.
Yeah, it was at the end of the day, a long day, and
it was a very long day. Yeah,
it was just I said something that she took completely 180% wrong.
Yeah, everybody did. Everybody was just like, "No, this person did this, and this person."
Oh, and it just
no,
it just blew up. She stormed out of the house.
I grabbed Russell. I was like, "We need to take a walk."
Yeah, and it ended up that. She agreed with what I was saying. I just said it wrong.
Which, unfortunately, it's a thing. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. So, but it was that was one of the better movie experiences I had, was working on Anna Key, and I appreciate you as a director. And if you have any roles in your production company that an old man can fit into,
Oh, I'm sure there will be plenty.
Let me know, and I'll certainly keep you in mind.
Yes, please.
Okay, that about wraps us up today. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Jesse Green Live. We'll be back on December 20th, and we got a treat for you that day. Can't tell you what it is, but one of the treats is, I think, a jolly white-bearded man might show up. That's what I hear. If you notice, we're already. Oh
yeah, the colors.
We're already decorated.
We're festive.
It's funny. I'm looking into a screen here, pointing the opposite way, but we got the green and red already up for the month of December. So, but the December 20th show, you're going to enjoy. You're going to want to tune in. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. Give me an early Christmas present and subscribe. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time. And thanks for stopping in, Amanda.
Thanks for having me.
See you next time.